Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Ah, mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I hope everybody is doing well out there today, this morning, wherever you may be. Good morning. Good morning. It is 9:30. It's actually 9:34 on the East Coast. I was just getting some more information in here, so I do apologize. Had to check my emails. I was off all day yesterday, so I was able to listen to a few podcasts when I got up this morning when I went walking. So shout out to Sick Humor. He'd been gone a while, but I see my man Sick is rolling in on the exotic level. So shout out to him. Yeah, real good podcast yesterday. Very informative podcast. Very informative. So what is going on, people? Let me get the cobwebs out. I am off the weekend. I am going to be playing Cyberpunk and Mass Effect. And yes, I have made it to the Super Bowl in Madden. I have made it to the Super Bowl with the Bengals. I am playing the Packers in the Super Bowl. I will be streaming that on Twitch after this podcast. So that matter of fact, let's just make that an 11 o'clock. Actually, we're gonna do it this afternoon. We'll do it this afternoon so people can go and get the cobwebs out and everything. we'll do that this afternoon around 1 o'clock. So, but yeah, we got some news here. Yeah, it was a big news week for Sony as they dominated the wire here with gaming. We had the academies announce Will Smith's suspension, which I figured they would. The main reason they got Will Smith's suspension out of the way is because next week in Virginia, Johnny Depp's trial against Amber Heard starts, and everybody is getting Hollywood is going to transfer over to Virginia next week. And that is going to be, I believe, on Court TV. So if you have Court TV, I believe that will be the trial that is being covered. It's going to be on TV. There are some superstars that are going to be in this one. You got James Franco, you got Elon Musk testifying, so it's going to be something else. That is going to be a good old fashioned slobber knocker. Welcome to the spring summer season. So, but what is going on, people? Shout out to everybody that's here early. Shout out to everybody here. If you don't mind donating a like, it's easy. You just simply hit the like button. It is free. So shout out to all the members. Also shout out to Ice Queen Gaming. Keep her and the folks over in jolly old England. Keep them in your prayers because it's always raining and cold in England. So what is going on? Also, you can keep the people all around the world that are suffering. Let's just keep them in our prayers. And always in our thoughts as well. But what are you guys playing? Like I said, I've been playing Madden 22. I've been playing Cyberpunk as a street kid. I guess that's the thing I chose. And then I am also going to be playing, of course, you've seen I'm playing Mass Effect. I believe we're going to be heading to Novire. I think that's my next big mission. So I've got to check that on out. So, that is what's going on. What is happening? Sam Ash is playing Sifu, Horizon Forbidden West, and Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, I mean, that Gran Turismo 7, man, I've been seeing people with those screenshots. I mean, that stuff looks like it's, it looks real. I mean, it looks photorealistic when you're seeing these screenshots. So, and just like the ones for Forbidden West, I am going to start Forbidden West over again because I just got sidetracked by playing Cyberpunk. So, but I'm playing as a street kid, and for whatever reason, friggin' Johnny Mnemonic, aka Keanu Reeves, keeps popping up. It's just he's playing his character from Johnny Mnemonic, and so it's stupid. It's a stupid story, and I'm just trying to get that part finished. But besides that, I'm just running around killing people. That's pretty normal for me on that game. So, but I usually play that for about 2 hours. But what is going on? Some people are playing Elden Toilet Ring. I heard that. Like I said before, I based on what people have told me, Neo is a better game than Elden Ring. But Elden Ring is a soft palette type of game for people that are being introduced to those games. So again, shout out to everybody that's playing. Yeah, hit that like button, people. Don't make me start singing Fleetwood Mac this morning. I was walking and listening to podcasts, and I listened to some Fleetwood Mac this morning. It put me in a singing mood. So nothing like cleaning out the old throat. All right. So, but what is going on? What is happening? So, got a few things to go over. We got the Series X, S, and X consoles outselling the PS5. We got this ridiculous rumor that started that Microsoft has chip priority, or there's a chip shortage being caused by Microsoft. That is not true. Anybody who is running around saying that is retarded. I mean, that's all I can say. That is moist as hell. And then you got, the next, we'll touch on the purchase again and what could be happening. We got some more information in thanks to PlayStation Lifestyle. So shout out to them. This is why I always wait on everything. This is why I wait on things like that. So would I recommend Cyberpunk for $5? Yes. If you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, because it has all the new bells and whistles on it. Yeah, I recommend it for $5. I bought it for $20. It was I had the trial. They had like a 3-hour trial on there, and then at the end of the trial, it was like you can buy this for $19.99, and it just keeps going. You don't have to restart anything like that. So, so that's what I was gonna do. So, yeah, I saw that. No, I think Enrique with Brap handled that story about as well as you could. Like I said, the Halo show for me personally, the last two episodes have been better because it's concentrated more on the characters and not everything going on. So that's what I wanted to see. What are the because if you're going to develop a long form show, which is what they want, you got to give a damn about the characters. This season, Picard, so far this season has been trash. But I'm hoping it gets better because I like the characters. I'm like, all right, I'll tune in because I want to see what the characters are, what's going on with these characters that I like. Because these are characters that have been in the Star Trek show, the Next Generation show. Everybody that's popping up, like, yeah, they were Next Generation. So, and that's a Star Trek I grew up really watching. So, after the 3rd episode in the movie, pretty much, I don't blame people for tuning out. Yeah, I'm not, I said there's going to be people who watch it episodically, and there's going to be people who watch it. I always give a show the first 4 shows. So we're coming up on the 4th show. So it's gotten better because of it, because the characters, they're developing the characters. So I have to wait and see how that show goes. So is it enough there? Does it have enough momentum to get it to a 3rd season? That's ultimately what their goal is to get 3 seasons. So I have to kind of wait and see. The Unreal 5 engine. Well, again, Unreal, they had to do something because GDC, I don't know if you all saw that demo at GDC with, was it the Unity engine? That's going to give Unreal some problems. That Unity engine, that thing is going to be nice as well. So yeah, but developers are switching. Unreal is one of the easier engines to develop for. They've made it. They want it to be easy. Epic said that. So, but yeah, that's the way they can do things on that engine is phenomenal. Unity is the same way. If it makes any difference, Until Dawn, the PS4 exclusive game Until Dawn, I believe that was on the Unreal engine. So, and again, I liked Until Dawn. I think I saved. I think I only got 1 or 2 of those characters killed. So, the one girl I let die. I let her die. I can't remember her name, but she had the boyfriend. She was acting like a complete bitch to him. I'm like, well, yeah, you got to go. I'm not even gonna try to save you. So, but that's such a long time ago. That was 2014. I think Until Dawn was one of the first games I beat on the PS4. And it was just weird playing on the PlayStation after being on the Xbox. I was on the 360 for the PS3 generation. So, yeah, PS5 is allegedly going to have some kind of emulator on it. I want to give credit where credit is due. I see a lot of mainstream media picking up on it. And I want to give credit where credit is due to Hip Hop Gamer, because Hip Hop talked about that on both BitCloud's podcast and Marlin Gaming Nation's podcast. So I don't know why he doesn't get the credit he deserves. I have my reasons on why, but I can't prove it, so I'm not going to share it. They're just my reasons. But big shout out to him because he's the one who talked about they were going to have to do some type of emulation because of the PS3 having that cell architecture does not match the x86 architecture. That's the truth. That's why you have to stream those games. But if they can find a workaround, and it sounds like they do have a workaround, those games are going to be available for the people who want them, that are going to be in that tier, I guess I should say. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say they just need to show a PS3 game being put in the PS5 and being played or something like that. So I wonder if people have done that. I wonder what it says. Probably like what does it say? Something like unreadable disc or something like that. So, well, Until Dawn got popular on college campuses. people would stream that game on college campuses, and they would have big parties. They would have little like big watch parties. They'd hook their PlayStation up to the big TV in the commons, and they would go get permission from the advisor. Hey, on Friday night, instead of us going out acting like hoodlums, can we play this game and have people watch it and order pizza? And then they were like, yeah, go ahead. And so that's how it did well. That's how that thing did well. Let's see. You said this epic demo on PS-5 showed the system could do. Yeah, it did. About the flying girl. That's what it's called, the flying girl. So yeah, that, and they need to make that a game. Is what Epic should do. That's just my opinion. Epic should make that into a full game and then charge us for it. And charge, I don't know, $39 or $49 for it. So that's what I would do. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's what I would do. So, but yeah, the cinematics look really good. But if you want to see great cinematics for a game engine, just look at the Unity. Look at that Unity demo. That was that. I had to sit down. I'm like, wow. I mean, that looked really that good. But let's see. Let's give a big shout out to everybody that's here. Let me click over and see. Sam Ash is in the house. Who else is here? Jeff B Gaming. Shout out to you, sir. Who else is here? V'ger is in the house. What is going on? Oh, David, what is happening, brother? If anybody sees the Hulk in here, let me know. I need to go ahead and mod him. But I don't see him in here yet. Hopefully he comes on. He's been a big supporter here. I need to reward him. Lincoln Clay, Mass Effect. Yeah, I saw Lincoln Clay. He was driving yesterday, and somebody stole victory from him. That's what he was saying. And that car, that was the Mass Effect car, Lincoln. It pulled right up on your on your left side, and he floored it right past you. So, and it stole victory from Lincoln Clay. It went full Commander Shepard on him. Lincoln Clay was like, no. Shout out to Lincoln Clay, man. We gotta bring back our Wakanda show, man. We gotta bring that back, man. Let's do it. So but you all should go and check out Lincoln Clay's podcast. Go make sure you go sub to the King of VR. He has put together another computer, and it glows like it's got radiation coming from it. So but he built a PC in front of everybody with his own bare hands. I loved it. Step by step, he told you exactly what he was doing, and he told you why he was doing it, and I loved it. I can't get my computer to glow like Lincoln's. Even Lincoln's memory cards are glowing. I mean, that's he's the man. My memory cards just sit here. So yeah, we're gonna bring back that live from Wakanda. Let's get it going for the summertime, Lincoln. We can simulcast it. I've got simulcast access to Twitter and Twitch. You can do it like that. Just let me know. Let me know, bro. So yeah, but we'll have guests on and everything. So but yeah, but we're gonna get into it here. First things first, let's start with this stupid rumor. Okay, I saw this and I'm like, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And it actually picked up steam, which is, did Microsoft pay for a chip, I forgot, to be like the chip leader? The answer is no. And your answer is no. And anybody who thinks that is stupid. Matter of fact, if you think that, I don't want you here. Just tell me, hey, this is what I think, and then I can get you out of here. So, it's the reason why this is not hard is that Microsoft's consoles are not in demand as much as the Sony consoles. So once they hit demand, which Microsoft said that they thought they would hit demand in late 21, they didn't. It happened this year. You can actually go to the store, physically walk into the store. Shout out to Cycle Gamer. He physically walked into a store in his city. I'm not going to name the city because that's up to him. He walked in, but he's in a major southern city. I mean, he's in one of the biggest southern cities in the United States of America. He walked into, I believe it was a Target, better known by its gangster name, Tarjay. And he saw a Series X sitting there and he got it. Again, you can do that in my city as well. I'm not even in the largest city in my state. I can go to GameStop at 11 o'clock and get a Series X. That I can go to GameStop, I can go to Walmart, and I don't know about Target, but I know it's in those stores. Again, you just simply walk to the back and you look down where the electronics section is. It's in a glass partition. You walk over to the person and say, I would like to buy the Series X. Boom, you got it. They get a key out. They say, okay, you got to come over here. They were like, do you want to go ahead and pay for it? Or do you want to apply for the affirmed credit, whatever it's called? And there you have it. Now, why are they able to catch up to demand? Why did their supply catch up to demand? Because the demand isn't as high. This is basic supply and demand. You are supposed to be learning this by like 8th grade. Supply and demand. If everybody in your neighborhood wants grape Kool-Aid, all the stores are going to be out of grape Kool-Aid. That's the way the PlayStation is. Everybody wants it, and therefore it is just very difficult to find. So, because people, and you need to understand it, especially in the beginning of the year in the United States, we get our income tax money, which means that we paid too much into the tax system, and now the government is giving us our money back. So the money that we are overtaxed. So a lot of people take their money and they go out and they buy stuff. That's why we have furniture sales and electronic sales. Like Best Buy has a sale all the time, but they have a what sale? They have an income tax sale, because they know you're getting some extra money. So it is what it is. Somebody's playing Returnal and Horizon Forbidden West. Alrighty. Yeah, like I said, I'm starting Horizon over because I got into it, I got out of it, and I just think if I started over, it's just gonna suit me better, which is fine, I'm starting it over. I am playing Cyberpunk, and but I'm gonna start it over as soon as I get done playing Madden. I'm playing in the Super Bowl in Madden today. I can't believe I made it to the Super Bowl with the Bengals. I mean, I blew out. Who did I blow out in the AFC title game? Oh, I blew out the Chiefs. That's just, I don't know what it is. The Chiefs, that's just a tough matchup for the Chiefs. The Bengals are just a hard matchup for them. It's I don't know why, but that we picked off Mahomes 3 times. We picked him off 3 times, sacked him 4 times. It was harassment, deflected multiple passes. It's a hard matchup for them. I think it's because I don't allow anybody to just run the football against me. I am going to stop that run. I don't give a damn how many I got to commit. So, but at the end of the day, that's what we're doing a little bit this afternoon. I will be streaming that on Twitch. So follow me on Twitch. If you're not, you're sad. You should be. But that we'll be doing that today at 1 o'clock on Twitch. So if I play Ghostwire Tokyo, I have not. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get Sifu. All that is my summer gaming. I'll get to all that. I still gotta play Resident Evil 8. I still gotta play that. With that, yes, the game with the tall woman on there. I gotta play that. So I beat Resident Evil 2 or finished it with the guy, a white man named Leon. I don't know how that happened, but I was running around from some dude with a hat on, and it was very unsettling. Like, no matter where I went, I could run and he would just catch up to me. I don't know, it's like the Black Order in with Thanos knew how to find the Infinity Stones. It's just like he knew where I was. And everybody kept saying, well, all you got to do is run away and he won't find. That was a lie. It was a lie. I would come out of a room and he'd be there and then he'd hit me in the face. And then my character would go down to almost dead. But I don't think he could come into the save rooms and then the star room. I think that's what's called the star room, with the main cop room, whatever you want to call it. He couldn't go in there. So I would just try to run in there. It was ridiculous. I went down in the sewers. He was in the sewers. I went to where the plants were. He was there. Like, he just followed me around. And then when I thought I had escaped, he jumped out of nowhere like Life Dog from the La Shmoo video, and just came out of nowhere. And I eventually had to use a rocket launcher. Spoiler alert, had to use a rocket launcher to blow him in half. And then his feet were still there. I'm thinking his feet gonna start following me. But anyway, it was ridiculous, but it was fun. But I still got to beat Resident Evil 8. I got Metro Exodus. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Metro Exodus. That is still here. I still got to beat that. So my Ratchet and Clank, Returnal is going to be on that, whatever that thing is called, for PlayStation. So that I will take back. What else is over there? I beat Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, but I haven't beat the PS5 version with Icky Allen on. I haven't done that yet. So I got plenty. You know, so I'm good. I think I'm good. You know, so so I got a lot to do. Have I completed it yet? No. Horizon? No. I'm not even. I'm doing mostly side missions in it. And I was like, well, I stopped playing it because I started playing Cyberpunk and playing Madden a lot more. And so I stopped playing Forbidden West. I will now, once I play in the Super Bowl today, win or lose, I am going to start playing Horizon again. So I will start it over again. I think I may have played it for maybe 3 or 4 hours. I just have not been able to get into it yet. Yeah, Ike Allen, whatever it's called. Yeah, I have not even been able to get to that point yet. Like, I got to the point where I was recruiting the girl. Was I recruiting that girl? Yeah, there was some girl I was recruiting in Ghost of Tsushima, and then I stopped playing it because something else came out. People kept saying go back and play Days Gone, which Days Gone is the one game that needed that 60 FPS patch more than anything. But let's get into it here. So no, Xbox did not walk into Lisa Sue's office and slide her extra money to make more consoles. When you don't have the demand that Sony has, and people are impulse buyers, you got to remember that. So they're going to buy something, because it would be different if you could walk into the store and say, I've got whatever, 400 pounds, or I've got $400, or whatever it is, $500 to buy a PlayStation. When are they coming in? And they can pull it up and say, oh, PlayStation 5, the one that you're going to order today, it'll be here in 2 weeks. Okay, they can't do that. So, and since they can't do that, they're buying Xboxes because the Xbox is physically right there in their face. So again, supply and demand. You always just remember supply and demand. And that'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. So just remember, if the demand for the PlayStation is 2 years after launch almost, and they can't keep up with the demand. And so people are going to get frustrated and they're going to go buy something else. I got extremely lucky. And I don't know how there are people who just like, well, I just went on to Amazon and got one. All right, well, you're lucky. Because the majority of people didn't do that. A majority of people did not, they weren't able to do that. And that is very frustrating when you walk into a store and they can't give you no information. Like, they can't even tell you what time it is. And it's a big deal. I mean, if Sony cannot keep up with demand by holiday of 2022, they may start having some problems. They may start getting some actual pushback on what is going on. The good news is that GPU prices have come down. They're starting to get back into the market again. CPUs are starting to get back into the market again. The Steam Deck they were having some issues. Again, AMD makes the Steam Deck. They're making laptops that are gaming laptops with their technology. They also have to try to make PlayStations and Xboxes. So it's just a matter of people getting where they can getting one where they can get one. And it is frustrating. I'm just telling you as a consumer that it is frustrating to go somewhere when you have the money to spend and then you're being told, we don't know when they're coming. That is frustrating. And but hopefully Sony changes it. But no, Microsoft isn't doing that. And this just shows you how stupid some people are. You'll see later on in the podcast how other people got snowed on. So because the demand has been met with the Xbox, which means you can physically walk into your store and physically buy one. If it makes any difference, it took Sony 6 months to keep up with to get to the demand of the PS4. And that's what I thought was going to happen. Like, it took them 6 months with the PS4, 6 months with PS5. No, we're 18 months in and they still can't keep up with the demand. And it's just, and there are people able to get one. I think, shout out to Sick Humor. He got his hands on another one, I think. But yeah, it's just, you have to, the one thing I think is you have the opportunity to buy one, and you have to at the same time have the money to buy it. And I think a lot of people will get the money, but not have the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? But then other people have the opportunity, but they don't have the money. So if you don't have the money, it doesn't matter that you can get one. Yes, I could go into GameStop last week and order a PlayStation 5 bundle, but that bundle was close to $700. It came with an extra gaming pad. It came with, I think, Ratchet and Clank. It came with Ratchet and Clank and something else. Maybe it was Call of Duty or something like that. It just, you know, but who's got that just laying around? That's what you have to start asking you. So it's not that, you know, I mean, some people do. Some people are like, I'm saving up. I'm putting $20 here. I got $50 there. Oh, somebody gave me a gift card. Boom, I'm getting it. Makes sense to me. A friend of mine paid off his C1 when he got his income taxes in. Man, Craig, I'm going to go up here to Best Buy. I'm going to pay off this C1. Then I'm going to start looking for a PlayStation. Well, all right, good luck. You know, he couldn't find one. Excuse me. Bourbon in the morning. He couldn't find one. Guess what he ended up buying? An Xbox. And not because he didn't want the PlayStation, but he couldn't find one. No, he couldn't find one. So so he went with what he could get. This still doesn't mean he won't get a PlayStation. And I'm like, well, how's your Xbox? Like, man, it's all right. That's all he says. He don't have nothing to play. You know? And so, you know, he's playing Guardians of the Galaxy right now. I'm like, dude, I beat that already. So I beat that already. So how we do. So but yeah, that's the reality. That's what we're looking at. You're looking at a supply and demand problem. That's what you're looking at. So Xbox has more supply because they have less demand. That should make sense to you. All right, that should make sense to you. So that's not me capping. That's not me making excuses. That is just the reality. That is the reality. So again, grape Kool-Aid. Everybody in your neighborhood wants grape Kool-Aid. All the stores are going to be out because that's in demand. It doesn't matter that they've got orange Kool-Aid and blue Kool-Aid and lemonade. You're going to be like, I want grape Kool-Aid. Now, you may eventually say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of driving around trying to find grape Kool-Aid. I'll just get some orange Kool-Aid. And that's what people are doing. And people authentically may want the Xbox. Okay, they may want it. People got to get out of their heads that a lot of people will buy two to three consoles. J-Dub City. J-Dub got an Xbox. Okay. J-Dub has an Xbox. So he's always had all. Okay, he had an Xbox One X. I had an Xbox One X. I had an Xbox One X and an Xbox One S. So and a PlayStation 4. So so if I were to get an Xbox, it shouldn't shock you, but it's not a priority. Getting an Xbox is not a priority. So all right. But so hopefully that makes sense. All right, well, let's talk about the main reason why you're here, which is about the next big purchase. Well, I just got this email this morning. Let's see if I can put this up here on the screen. And this is about everybody can find this. This isn't me having some kind of secret or anything. Capture. So apparently there was a leak, something that happened about Konami. I call it Konami. If you want to call it Konami, that's fine. I thought NA in Japanese meant is nah, not nah. But so Thomas Isaac said, "I will never buy." Oh, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying you should, right? I'm saying you should, but people buy for different reasons. But we're not talking about that now. We have moved on. Now this is from PlayStation Lifestyle, and this literally says that this leak about Sony acquiring an extremely popular Konami franchise isn't true. So now this was Monday, March 7th. So now there's new information that came out. It says PlayStation has privately acquired rights. So this, I think a lot of people were talking about it during the week. And I'm just saying that this caution on that. And because this article, according to this, now this is last month, this is fake news. So this is fake news, and it even comes down that leakers are detriment to the industry. So, I mean, so you now have people saying it is happening. You have people saying it's not happening. I'm going to lean towards more that it's not happening, but if it did happen, let's just say you woke up Monday morning, you wake up, wipe the sleet out of your eyes, knock the snow off your car, all that kind of stuff. What if you come back and it has happened and Sony bought Konami? Okay, and Sony bought Konami. So, what do you do? Do you do? Yeah, I know. So, would that be cool? My question to y'all, because I put a poll up, and I think it's still up. Oh, thank you there. So, I put a poll up. Sony might bought the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game license, supposedly, well, remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game is coming to Sony, and that's a Konami game. That's the Konami game I'm thinking people were talking about. But again, let's just move past that. Let's just say they bought them. I mean, I'm not saying that they did. And we're gonna do another podcast tomorrow about Capcom. Could it be Capcom that they're buying? And but what do you all think about them buying Konami? That's what I'm here to talk about. That's why I put question marks in there and everything, because I don't want people to think I'm saying they did buy them. So although somebody did tell me in chat that they did, I won't say who, but but what I mean, I don't think they did, but let's just say they bought them. I will say this, it does add a little bit of spring in its step that Kojima has been spotted in New York. So that Kojima has been spotted in New York City. So yeah, it was. So, and again, that's what he said. If you read on, let's read on. He says that. He says, I was never meant to be a scooper. I don't know what that means. So this account was meant originally to be the Onion for game leagues. I started by posting an extremely vague rumor and posted it on Reddit, thinking it maybe get 80 followers or something, but it blew up. So again, this is from March though. Now there was some more information that came out about Konami and PlayStation the other day. But But I'm simply saying I don't think that's true. But let's just say that it is true. Let's just say that's exactly what they did do. And I'm saying to you, what do you think? What do you think about that? Say that is true, and I'm not saying it is true, but do you think Konami? Because remember what the leakers have said, which is that it's not going to be on the level of Bethesda or something like that, but it's going to be big for Sony. So, do you all think that's a big get? Now, if it's true, I say yes, because you are buying, in essence, 5 or 6 IPs. So, so I think you get that license to sucker. But well, again, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, I think that's coming out is the one from the arcade back in the 80s, 90s. I think that's the one that's coming out. And again, I remember playing that game at the arcade with 2 or 3 other people. Man, my brother would play it, and it would be like 4 of us on that game. I always used the guy with the stick, so that's all I remember. I always used that guy. But yeah, I mean, we would play that game. We play the game. But my question is, do you think this is a big get? Yes or no? I've seen people say things like, well, if it's not Square Enix or Capcom, it doesn't count. I'm like, well, it counts. I'm just asking, do you all think those IPs that Konami has would be good get IPs? That's it. That's my question. I'm more talking about the games. Now, you all know how I feel about Silent Hill. I thought the first Silent Hill was just off the chain good. I mean, like real good. Silent Hill Part 2, that was done mainly to that was more of a game that Kojima wanted to show off the prowess of the PS2 graphically. I thought he did a wonderful job on it. I thought it's still arguably the best looking game on PS2, but I didn't like that game. The first Silent Hill I loved. I announced recently that the fiscal year report will happen next. Normally, what should be released? Yeah, they got something big going on. Next month. Well, I do think we get some kind of announcement in that fiscal window. Yeah, that's why we did that. I did that podcast about the quarters, the annual business quarters and stuff like that. So that people would have to quit guessing about things. Like they'll make their announcements. Here's their timelines. Here's when they announce this studio. Here's when they announce this other studio. It's always at the beginning of one of their quarters or at the end of one quarter about to go into another one, right? So that's personally. But I have people are saying to you guys things like there's going to be a showcase. Like, based on what? I mean, based on what? It's not that I don't think there should be a showcase, but there's nothing to indicate there will be. I keep hearing things about God of War. I heard God of War was coming out late this year, early next year. So, but it's still on track for later this year. That again, so it's tracking correctly. So whatever conversations they're having with that studio, the studio is basically saying we're still on pace for this launch. So, or launch in this window. So, yeah, see, I played Zone of the Enders, Paul. Yeah, I grew up playing like Metal Gear and Zone of the Enders. Those are games that, everybody, if you had a PlayStation back then, those are the games you played. That's what you played. Final Fantasy games, the Chrono Cross games. You played Zone of the Enders. I mean, who did not play Zone of the Enders? Silent Hill, though, I still remember taking off work that Tuesday morning, driving. I remember I went to McDonald's, got a giant orange drink, like that big old orange drink. I got that. Then I walked up. I went out to the mall, went up to, it was EB Games, went there. I got there at 10:10, 10:10, walked in, and that cute little girl was like, "You're here to pick up Silent Hill." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." I went home and I played the hell out of that game. So, yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Philip? I mean, I don't disagree. This is we'll get an exclusive Metal Gear, Castlevania, Contra, Turtles, etc. Konami has a lot of IPs. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just trying to look at it as far as okay. Let's say you wake up on Monday and they do have announced they've bought Konami. I'm not saying that they have, but let's just say they do. What IPs would you all love to see them do? All right. So also shout out to JP Loco for listing a lot of those IPs in the last podcast. Yeah, we read that. Well, I think at the fiscal meeting, one of the things they'll announce is how many PlayStations they've actually sold. Well, we'll find that out. We'll find. I think they're going to say 21 million. Sam says Castlevania. Paul says just buy the IPs. Well, that's fine. I'm not saying not to do that. I understand what I'm asking. Let's just say they have bought them. Is that a big enough hit? Are you going to be happy with that? I personally, as somebody who plays games, yes. You know, if they're going to bring back these games, I'm happy that they're bringing back these games. I've never played a Castlevania before because it sounds stupid, but I've heard nothing but good things about Castlevania. So let's wait and see how they're going to do that. Ninja Turtles game from Sucker Punch, 4 people co-op. Okay. I mean, I'm not here to say that that's a bad idea. I'm not here to say that it's a bad idea at all. I would prefer Zone of the Enders. That's just me. I'm a big Zone of the Enders guy. Checking the email. Yeah. I still remember playing Zone of the Enders. Yeah, I mean they published it. So but yeah, it was and Zone of the Enders 3 was canceled. Because you all didn't go out and buy the HD collection. So it's your fault that it didn't happen. The Hulk, what's happening, man? I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm going to go ahead and make you a mod. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. And I forgot to do this last podcast, so we took care of it there. You are officially a mod. I do appreciate everything that you do, all your support, my brother. I appreciate you. So, but yeah, again, so again, my question for you guys is, because I saw some BS in different chats saying, well, if it's not Square Enix or if it's not Capcom, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. You know, so it's kind of like, well, I'm trying to get away from that type of mentality. So is it a big deal for you guys? Would you all jump up and down? Because again, the console war is over. I get it. Look, we're not going to change people that physically built their platforms on the console war. They're no matter what happens, they're going to keep on console warring. You know, now people are talking about they're talking about the services and how, like I was saying earlier, I'm not going to tell you what service is good or bad between Game Pass and the new PlayStation one, because I'm going to have both. I'm just simply telling you the truth about the numbers, which is, as of right now, my understanding is that the PlayStation service is going to be cheaper. I'm not going to, that's it. So that's the number. Whether you think that is worth it is up to you. I already told you the tier of the PlayStation service I'm going to be in, because that saves me $5 per month. Woo, $60 a year. That's enough to go get some Subway or something like that. So, but ultimately, that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm the only one like me. So what do you all think about it? Does Game Pass being more expensive allegedly make it the worst service? I don't know. I got both. Once I get done playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I'm going to cancel Game Pass again. There's no reason for me to have it then I will try to pick it back up again once Starfield comes out. But I don't even know when that's going to be. So you find value in buying and owning your stuff. I do too. Yeah, Dollar Tree and PS Now can both go kick rock. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I prefer own my stuff too. So, but back to my main question for you all: if Sony comes out on Monday and says, "Welcome to the family," people and they make those things, "Welcome to the family," all that kind of stuff, and it says Konami. What are people going to jump up and down and be happy? I mean, I don't know. So I would be happy because that's more IP coming back that I used to play. Let me make this clear that I used to play. I played Zone of the Enders. I played Silent Hill. I played Metal Gear. So again, doesn't mean that you do. So, would that be good? Because like I said, I'm getting messages saying, well, Konami is the third one. They would much rather it be Capcom or what. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do one on Capcom tomorrow. Is their purchase gonna be Capcom? And here's the reasons why. We think it is. Here's reasons why it may not be. It all works for me because I'll be gaming. So yes, the Unreal Engine 5 demo did look good. So you'd be surprised, honestly, because that's out of left field. Most are expecting Square or Capcom. Fair enough. No, you're right about that. You're right. But it may not be. I don't see why. I mean, I can see why for all of them. I mean, I can see why every one of these makes sense. So, all of them. Capcom makes more sense than Konami, in my opinion. But, even with Capcom, I don't get... Capcom does not make Metal Gear. See what I'm saying? Capcom does not make Metal Gear, so it does not matter. So yeah, and I would be buying them. I would be buying. There's people talking about Guardians of the Galaxy that, I'm playing it now. What now? It's on Game Pass. I'm like, it's still the same game that I played and I finished, which I enjoyed. I mean, you saw a lot of characters. I'm like, oh, you saw the Adam Warlocks and the Dweller in Darkness and Mantis. You see all of it. It's pretty cool. But you get to see how much more powerful Mantis is. You see her comic book accurate powers versus her powers on Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie. So because they're cosmic beings, they powered them down in the movie. So it is what it is. Star-Lord can survive in space without a helmet if he needed to. So, but in theory, when Ego got killed, he also lost his connection to that. Now I don't know if they're doing a movie or for the movie coming up or not. I don't know. PlayStation will get their hands onto the turtles and the hashtag. Okay, yeah. If you don't know, and shout out to that podcast. I think Kofi's podcast has ended. I think, if I read that correctly, if it wasn't a hack. So if that's true, that this podcast is over, shout out to them guys and everybody that was on it. But I personally believe, my personal opinion, all that stuff about Spider-Man was the beginning of the end of that podcast. And that's if it's over with. That's if it's over with. But shout out to Kofi. And he definitely put a lot of skin in it. And he built a good following. He had a very informative podcast. It's just man, oh man, when they dropped the ball on that Puddlegate stuff, they really, really, really dropped the ball. And I know multiple people said, well, they came out and they took an L and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, it's too late to take your L. That's going to be on their tombstones when they pass. Here lies such and such, son of this person and daughter of this, that leaves 2 kids behind. Said Spider-Man was this and this on PlayStation. Paul Games said if they didn't buy any more publishers or developers, he'd be happy. Yeah, I understand that too. I understand that too. I mean, again, to me, it no matter what they do, there's a group of people because they're console warring. They no matter what happens, they're either going to be happy or unhappy. So it really reminds me, even though Jim Ryan and Herman Holtz both came out and said that Spartacus isn't a competitor to Game Pass, they both said it. It doesn't matter because the fanboys are going to say, well, yeah, it is. Because the fanboys' job is to make content. That's their job as fanboys. Hey, how's the best way I can make content? Oh, I'll just say no matter what Jim says, I'm going to say the opposite. So, I mean, that's reminds me, you go back to the movie Prometheus that came out, and even though the person that directed Prometheus and was helping writing Prometheus, Ridley Scott, he specifically said, they asked him, are we going to see the alien in this movie? And he said, no, you'll see some threads. You'll see some alien threads, but you won't see the alien in the movie. And sure enough, we didn't. We saw some threads, and these people got mad because, again, their job for them is to build a following. You know, how can I build my following if you don't do what I say? You know, so again, like I said before, no matter what is done, no matter what is said, they are going to always say it is what it is. Doesn't matter what Herman Holt says. Doesn't matter what Jim Ryan says. You know, you can look at it when Sony does those state of plays. They specifically say this state of play is going to be about this game, and this game. You will still have people come out saying the state of play is going to be about God of War because that's what they want. They want to be able to put up a moniker that says PlayStation God of War. You know, even though the only thing we know about God of War that's officially been announced is that it's still on track for this year. That's it. That is it. That's all we know about God of War. They have released some concept art of it, what Thor's going to look like, and you know, they did say to some of the characters, they talked about Atreus and how he's a little more mature, blah blah blah. Okay, so but you know, I don't know how we jump from one extreme to the other. You have a digital PS-5. Oh, God bless you. So, I mean, again, you still own the stuff digitally, but you know, you have a digital catalog. I'd much rather I have stuff digital. I mean, I've bought. When I get digital, I got Elite Dangerous, Grand Theft Auto 5, Kena Bridge of Spirits. I've got Cyberpunk. That's all digital. You know, so it's not a bad deal. So I just, you know, I'm not going to go out and buy another hard drive or an M.2, whatever these things are called, and put something in the PlayStation. And I ain't doing it. You know, I'll just erase it and use cloud storage because I'm paying for it anyway. So, yeah, that's where I am, Sam Ash. Yeah, so it's not a matter of how you own. It's just a matter of, you know, I don't want you all to get caught up. I don't want you all to get caught up in this BS with the Xbox guys talking about something doesn't count, something doesn't matter, because for them they don't have nothing to play. Here we are in April. Xbox's first party studios, which they've got 500, hasn't released anything, and all we are getting out of the media is there's people are in duress over at Xbox Studios. So, you know, they put out something from Ninja Theory saying that Hellblade 2's quality is fantastic. Well, again, yes, I understand that's going to come. That's official from the Ninja Theory people, but I'm the one that's got to pull the trigger and make the purchase. So you telling me doesn't mean jack shit. It doesn't. I have to see it for myself. I have to get my hands on it. Again, you can tell me this is the best tasting fish sandwich in the world, but unless I eat it and I say that, it's not. Doesn't matter what you tell me. I have to see. I have to put my hands on it. So I don't want you guys to get into that mode, because again, they are being converted into PC gamers right in front of your eyes. They no longer care about having to wait on games to come out. Oh, I'll wait a month. First is I'll wait 2 or 3. Then that turned into I'll wait 6 months. Then I'll wait a whole year if I have to. And as long as I don't have to pay full price. Well, that's what PC gamers are doing. That is what PC gamers are doing. So, that's why they're the ones who are upset over Sony putting games, exclusive. Even though when Starfield went exclusive, the Xbox community was cheering. Well, this is payback for what Sony's doing. Ah! That's what they were saying. But see, it's deemed okay because, and I talked to a couple people, and they said, yeah, it's a double standard. Microsoft has got to do stuff to survive. So whereas it's Sony, because they're so big, they're so dominant, and a lot of it is they don't give us information. Microsoft gives us free stuff. Microsoft sends us stuff. So again, they use these people. Square Enix used them. They did what? Square Enix actually paid Twitch influencers to play Avengers, the Avengers video game. And for what, like 6 weeks, they played it, to help save the game. Oh, please play our game, stream our game from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, just don't get caught up in that vibe. Don't get caught up in that vibe. You already won. You already outlasted the people in the PlayStation community saying, well, PlayStation's going in the wrong direction. Again, if they're going in the wrong direction, then take your shit back to the store. I mean, how hard is that? Find a cardboard box, put it in there, put tape on it, take it to a pawn shop, say, I want $300 for it. And then you got your money. Then you can go do whatever you want. You go put money down on a trip to Vegas. Go to the Bahamas with your $300. I mean, go on vacation. Go to Seattle. I mean, whatever. Whatever you need to do. But again, for you to sit around and say something's going on when you actually have the ability. You actually have the ability to go ahead and do something about it, and you don't do anything about it. So Sam Ash said he's not waiting. That's the way I am. I'm not going to wait. So I will be a lousy PC gamer because I'm not going to wait. Well, right, Holomoka, they can't compete. And what Microsoft has always done historically is just buy their competition. Can't beat them, join them. That's what it's called. So it's just, they can't keep up with what what Sony is doing. So they had to say, well, sales don't matter. We're looking at user awards or, the users accounts. Okay. Then explain why, according to your own metrics that you're using, Halo Infinite has been a spectacular failure. Halo is a spectacular failure according to your own metric. So that's why I put up there, can Microsoft save it? Can Microsoft do something to save Halo? Because right now, according to their metrics, Halo is a failure. So I've said, man, I give it about another 60 days. If they don't get it turned around, they're just gonna throw their hands up. I that's why I put that tweet out to Phil Spencer. I don't know if you saw it. Like, hey, Phil, why don't you bring Halo multiplayer over to PlayStation? Just the multiplayer. Just do multiplayer on PlayStation. Oh, you don't think people won't play it? Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. And that's the natural place for it to go. Do you want people to play this and get your numbers up? Why, yeah, sure. Yes, we do. Well, okay. How about you let us download it through Steam on the PlayStation? It won't have to come from the PlayStation Store. It'll just be, hey, if you have Steam, if you're a member of Steam or Epic, you have Epic, or you can go to the Epic Store and download it. So, who is Jughead? But is it Sony? Sony are the underdogs. They've been successful. Yeah, yeah. They're both the businesses are successful by doing different things. And you have a group of people that say, well, they have to do the same thing to be successful. I'm like, no, they don't. They don't have to do the same thing to be successful. You know, what if? How do you know this? What if instead of Barack Obama sending SEAL Team 6 into Pakistan to go kill Bin Laden, they dropped 3 2,000-pound bombs on that facility? They would have killed him. You know, now they would have killed everybody. So, you know, this way, they didn't have to do that. They're like, yeah, we did it a different way. You know, we sent special forces in there and they got it. You know, and even the CIA analysts wanted to drop a bomb on that building. He's there, drop your bomb, go in there with assessment, and then get them out. But they're like, nah, this way we need to see him getting killed. So blah blah blah. This. But that's pretty much what I wanted to add. I mean, I had again a question. My question for you tomorrow will be about Capcom. It's going to be the same question. If you woke up Monday and or Tuesday or whatever, and it says "Welcome to the family," you know, is that enough? Will you know? Because nothing will change. Not like they're going to come out and say we're not going to make games for the Nintendo, because Capcom does. They're not going to stop making games for Xbox because Capcom makes games for them. So so I'm just trying to gauge when enough will be enough. My personal belief is that I'm talking about the fanboys. They want something to go back at the Microsoft community with after that Bethesda deal. And that's just my opinion. But, and the fact that I had people saying to me, if they bought, Phil Smith, okay, if they bought Konami, that wouldn't be a big deal. I'm looking at the IP, I'm like, yeah, Castlevania is a pretty big deal. Zone of the Enders is a pretty big deal. Ninja Turtles is a big deal. All right, those are big IPs. So I mean, I don't know where they're coming from, but when you look at it through fanboys' eyes, it's kind of like, yeah, I can see why in your head it just doesn't compute. So, but guys, that's what I had for you this morning. Nothing major. We're gonna do it again tomorrow morning. All right. We're going to talk about Capcom. I'll get that all set up this evening. So he's a hypocrite. Yeah, I think the Xbox community is a hypocrite. So, but I don't really talk to them I don't engage the Xbox community. I'm not in league with them, so to speak. So, do I have Game Pass? Yes. Do I have PlayStation Now? Yes. Do I have Plus? Yes. Well, I mean, do I have the Steam Deck? No. Do I have the Nintendo system? No. Do I have a Series console? No, I don't. And I agree with 100% with Musclebound Gamer when he talks about quality and things like that. You can't tell me what quality is. I mean, you can't. Like I said, if I go to your house and you have an ugly clock and I say, man, that clock's ugly as hell, why are you keeping it here in your house? And you say, well, because it has value to me because excuse me, has value to me because my great aunt gave that to me. My great aunt is no longer walking this earth, so I keep it around as a reminder of who she was. So that denotes value for you, but to me, it's just an ugly clock. And I'm hearing people say, well, what makes Game Pass valuable is they put games in there day and date. And I'm like, no, that only makes it valuable if I want to play those games that are in there. Period. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People, like I said, they're bragging about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, I already played that. I beat that. Guardians of the Galaxy was on sale for $19 on Black Friday. That's why I bought it. I remember I went out to go buy Kena Bridge of Spirits, and I went out to buy Resident Evil. The third game on that list was Guardians of the Galaxy. I was not gonna buy it until, and shout out to Sick Humor, because he said, quote, they keep the they keep the essence of the characters within the game. And guess what? I bought it. He was 100% correct. I mean, it did feel like the characters from the movie, with what they were saying. Okay, not the way they acted in the movie, but what they were saying. They're comic book accurate. They're not movie accurate. Remember, the movie is just an adaptation of the comic book. The game is an actual adaptation from the comic book as well, but it's more of a truer adaptation to the characters. So, but again, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, 9:30. Again, Super Bowl getting played this afternoon, 1 o'clock. I gotta play against the Green Bay Packers, so I gotta get the game plan ready for that big bad man up in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. So we're gonna have to check that on out. All right then, guys, that's it. We're gonna bounce out. I bid you farewell. Have a good afternoon and play the games. Peace.